truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics. The truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics.
We are getting market. All right. We do the truth, lies, and politics here on Spirit TV. My name is Paul Ekurot Eke, and I'm the show host. We also have Innocent from Jema. We have Assistant RCC Rubaga. That's Mr. Joseph Chiyimba, and Charles Romushana on the show this evening. And we're talking about the hotly contested seat. That is the mayoral seat. Just to reiterate to you that we have so far, okay, so far we have 4 candidates. We have, that is Elias Lukwago, who's been mayor since 2011. And if given this year, he will be on that chair of the Lord Mayor for 20 years if he goes through.
Even the first Lord Mayor?
No, it's not the one. But the first Lord Mayor, it will be 20 years if they give him this term. And his message, yes, he says he has unfinished business, and he's also been fighting, Museveni. So he says we need more time to give that clarity. The second is Nambi Beatrice Mao, who is the wife to DP President Norbert Mao. And her campaign is around the message of reform, gender inclusion, and restoring DP's urban presence, which has waned significantly in the last 2 cycles. Ronald Malimwezo was very vocal as a mayor and also as an MP, and outspoken on issues of government service delivery and the rights of city dwellers. We have NRM's Chizito Moses Nsubuga, who has pledged to usher in a new era for Kampala and develop the city standards of a true capital city. What that means, we leave that to you. But I would like to go to the Assistant RCC, Rubaga. When you look at this role as the Lord Mayor, is this, a rival or a partnership in running government business? Because we usually see the grind and the heads knocking, between, this political and the running of our city. Does the government see the Lord Mayor as a partner or a rival in city management, considering that is also opposition?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Before I go straight to the question,
yes,
there is a big question.
Yes.
That why are people so interested in the mayoral race?
Yes.
People are contesting.
Now,
you see, politics, it is very funny.
Yes.
Our leaders who are ought to give service to our people, if they don't do the politicking side, they cannot, they cannot maneuver the leadership. Now, these people benefit. That's one. They benefit salaries. They benefit all the benefits that come with the positions.
Okay.
Thirdly,
yes,
these very people, of course, they need to shine. People need relevance. People need to be you know, when you are at a function, you can be seen, you can be recognized. So you can't take leadership for granted. And this is a city. Kampala, I think of all cities, it is the most funded city. But there is an idea where they wanted all the cities to have the same budget. I don't know whether it will be adopted, but Kampala now, as it stands, it is the only city with a budget, a serious budget.
I mean, even Kampala has almost 4.2 million people.
Over that, because the city itself is, I think, in 100 plus something. Now, there you can tap in. They can come on screen, they talk different things, but behind the curtains, Mr. Romshana, because he was contesting about which type of curtains, but the curtains behind the camera, someone goes, connives with the technocrats, benefits, even the benefits which are not even outlined in the whatever, in their benefits, whatever guideline, and for them they enjoy. And people there, they don't know. So you people, you're seeing people on screen talking totally different things, but behind where you're not, they are enjoying a lot of things. With the technocrats, that's why we have issues with the technocrats. As a state and as a government,
yes,
you find the technocrats, sometimes they are compromised by the political wing. They can be here, they try to be able to look as if they are fighting, but when they are in bed. So now, when you come to government, are these people our partners or they are our rivals? You see, you can be a partner because that's a government. A government, you can be in the main party that is ruling. There are also other structures, like those structures which all parties can come in, whether opposition or whatever. When they convince the people, they win. At the end of the day, what we want, your ideas. You bring your ideas, we also bring ours, we combine, and then we do something that can help the people. But at the end of the day, you find that people end up doing cheap politics. They come, they start doing political gimmicks. At the end of the day, they lose the gist of the matter. So that's why the state sometimes comes in with force, not because we are fighting the opposition or the mayor at whatever level, but because the way they are doing the politics, sometimes somehow irritates the government to come in and they compel the government to bring some force. Now, I don't think that NRM government under President Museveni, because President Museveni during 1995, when this constitution where all these people are benefiting but they cannot accept that they are benefiting, he accepted all those positions to be there, and they are very healthy to him because they check on him. Secondly, even the people whom all other people rule, those very people whom the president rules, whom those opposition leaders rule, you need you need to send an image that really you're welcoming, you're receptive to all people. You allow everyone to come and do what? Practice, and all of views of different people with different sets of perceptions and beliefs are accommodated. And that's the President Museveni, I know. Because Machaz, sometimes, of course, he, as a leader, other people can judge him the way they want to judge him. But I think, and it is evident, he wants to see that other people are represented, so that his leadership is legitimized to the public eye. So these people, as long as they have good ideas, of course it is a plus to NRM government, because it doesn't mean that NRM government has the best ideas. The GEMA can bring a good idea, DP can bring a good idea, or
and NRM takes it,
or whatever, but at the end of the day, when we implement it, I can, as a government, I can get a plus.
NRM implements opposition party
Why not?
ideas.
Because when I implement, as long as it's a good idea, when I implement, that means I'm accommodative. When I'm accommodative,
Yes.
that means I'm a good leader.
Okay.
But you see, when you bring an idea and you mix in politics, you mix in cheap politics, that also becomes funny. But if you lay your ideas and you find that the ideas are practical, they are beneficial to the people with it, really, why shouldn't we accommodate the ideas? We just welcome them because, first of all, now look at the city. The city, over 90%, it is led by opposition.
Yes.
But people are still complaining.
Isn't that hostile to the states, you know, considering that
hostile?
most of those political positions are opposition? Now, the government uses that as a leeway to say you're not receiving service
in
because
fact, moderator,
of, yes.
The best way, how would these people would beat NRM?
Yes.
Is to make sure that when they get a chance to lead, they implement their good ideas. Now they had the chance, 2021 to 2026. And you witness that. We have over 90%. Then why do you stand? Because when you say that we cannot allow you, because that's what you want to say.
Yes.
When you say that the government cannot allow you, but really, and you come, the next Chisanja you come. I saw yesterday, Lord Mayor, chanting after being endorsed. Now, you're chanting and you're complaining. Now that becomes a double standard.
It doesn't
kind of
add.
a leader.
Okay.
You see, let us be realistic to the people we serve and to ourselves. Because if you know that the government stops you from doing what you're supposed to do to the people, then at the end of the day, don't stand. Let us put you on record that you refuse to stand because you knew that the government wouldn't allow you to implement what you believe
some
in.
of these things.
You get?
Okay.
So now we have over 90% leadership comprised of opposition.
Right.
But people are still complaining. The rubbish, the trenches, all issues that you know are
You
come
think
from
about
the city,
in the city.
they are still pending.
Right.
Now, who do you blame? Because at the end of the day, you're going to tell me that the Lord Mayor, as you said, is ceremonial. But how is it ceremonial when you're yearning, you're fighting for those positions? You find a councillor at the divisional level is not settled. Now, there are no people there. People were not given cards, but you find someone who's totally frustrated. They're totally demoralized because they need to get a card. Now, why are you demoralized? Because you think that there's something at the
So they
division,
benefit.
and you think
Or instead,
if you
The same way people are fighting for
if you're sober, if you want to do the right thing, you think that reaching there, you're going to serve your people. There are two. There are those who think
Either serve your people.
their benefits, individual benefits. Those who are selfish, who are just, you know, who are individualistic. But there are those who want to serve. And they believe that this system of NRM government under His Excellency Kampala Museveni can allow them to do what? To serve. Because when you stand and you're really telling these people that you vote me, I want to go there and serve, that means you have trust in the supreme head of the country. That the way he does politics can allow you to do what? To implement your ideas which will benefit your people.
All right.
So
Thank you.
There
Thank you.
we have
Yes.
no rivalry with those people. We
Sure.
have no issues. We want them to do the right politics that will benefit our ordinary person down there.
Okay. Thank you.
We shall
Thank you.
be in harmony with them and nothing will happen.
Thank you very much. Before I get to Charles, you had something that you wanted to react to.
See, is the way some people speak and as if they are not Ugandans. In Uganda, holding, mostly in Kampala, holding, remember they brought the KCCA Act, I think?
In 2010?
Which almost reduced the Lord Mayor's power to being a ceremonial leader, maybe heading the council. Then they brought the minister for Kampala, and the ED of the KCCA and the minister, their people with real power. The Lord Mayor, he only remains. Now, this makes me remember 7 statements. I kept saying, I remember there's one time he was in Greece. not with Who, and he said, you don't get those because you give me the wrong person. So to him, giving services to the people is some sort of a token to the people. Yet he is mandated to do that. Now, I will employ you to go and read more about the social contract, the contract the judiciary or the side that people need. Some of these things are not even supposed to be just for. You are meant to provide them irrespective of whether the person presenting to those people is a councillor, is in red, green, or blue, or yellow. Now you see that they are bringing red people and then you are not getting services. It's from the top. Because whenever you go into government, if your part doesn't take over government and then NRM takes over, you implement the NRM manifesto. You only bring in alternatives. If alternatives are not taken, then you implement the NRM manifesto. So if these things are not worked on, it means it is the manifesto that is failing. And that is the NRM manifesto, not the local FBC that is not in the opposition. What you can only do in the opposition is providing alternatives. But the whole government is implementing the manifesto of the government in power. So, in your head, don't have an illusion that the councillor belonging to local implement his own manifesto. It is the NRM government in power at that time. He can only bring alternatives. If the alternative is not taken, then he or she is meant to...
Moderator, I want to give you information. At local level, a mayor or a chairperson, however much at the national level there is that manifesto which goes up to double person.
That is the NRM manifesto.
At local level, a chairperson, you come with also your own manifesto. You get there is a manifesto which you preach to your people. In the process of you being voted.
Is that manifesto, it doesn't come down from the NRM manifesto to the local...
The subsequent policies align with the manifesto of government
supposed to be
of the
aligned.
day. That's why they implemented PDM. None of the opposition parties had PDM, but it was implemented. None of the opposition parties had PDM as one of the policies. It was in the NRM manifesto and it was implemented. I think you saw them yoga before. So that was the NRM manifesto. You can only do what you can.
So
there are limitations.
So what is the purpose of the chairperson?
Now the purpose of the chairperson of the district, he has a council, they work, but now here in Kampala it's a different story. There is a council, they pass resolutions, and they have to wait for the presidential letter for some things to be done. Actually in Kampala, everything to be done, there must be a presidential letter somewhere. You saw the Nativo,
that is not right.
everything. Tell me something that has been done by politicians.
A mayor at the divisional level, my dear.
What can he do?
He has the powers to do
what?
To clean the trenches. Yes.
Okay, I'm done.
Now, what is your purpose there?
As the mayor.
Yes. You find the sewage is wanting. You are a mayor. You have councillors whom you subscribe to, whatever.
Gentlemen, before I give a chance, are we in a place where, yes, we have these institutions, but somehow we all have to go back to what the president wants to be done is what happens on the ground? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's what he's not accepting. And he's delusioning himself that you can...
See, brother, you know why I can't accept it? Because as a mayor,
there are things that you
came to do what?
And those things are being done.
As a mayor of opposition, you came to do what? Because a mayor of NRM or a chairperson of NRM, for him, he will do what? Make sure that...
But opposition will not do that.
But as an opposition, when you come, that means even your ideas you have, you share them in the council, they adapt them, then you implement. Because you have some powers there, as a mayor or as a chairperson of a district.
All right,
so you cannot put the blame entirely on government, because the government...
We know the resolution about that. We know the resolution about TLP. We know the resolution about the Nativo drainage channel, and we know what happened. Everything was from the president. The presidential letter takes the day. So that's what I was saying. But
the Lord Mayor stopped that process, hasn't he?
He just admitted this. It hasn't stopped.
He's just lamented.
That hasn't been withdrawn. That's what you need to know. It hasn't been withdrawn.
Charles, when you look at the opposition taking very many positions within, Kampala, city and the metropolitan city, and you look at the government, service vis-a-vis politicking, your thoughts in that? Does government see them as rivals or sees them as a necessary partnership?
You see, we have a mix. We have confusion, and the confusion arises out of our failure to properly define some of these terms. So you have settlements, what you call settlements of people.
Okay.
Let me tackle this question from its base, from its roots. You have settlements where settlements or homesteads are scattered. So we call that a village. Then you also have settlements that are concentrated, and the levels of concentration also vary. So we begin with, in the village we call them trading centers, but the trading is a purpose. It's a center, but a center for what? So you can call it a trading center, you can call it a market. You know, Nyamayenje, the Chikomera. Chikomera is a market. But now let me go to higher levels of settlements, concentrated settlements. One of them is a town. Now, a town is managed by government. And so they give it either a board or a council.
Okay.
So you'll find a small town, but it has a town board. So that board manages that town for government. Of course, like you have people who mark exams, who set exams for the Ministry of Education, called the UNEB, the Uganda National Examinations Board. Or when the town is slightly bigger than the one I'm talking about, then they give it a council. So you have a town council. So you have a council that manages that town on behalf of government. So the example of council I have is like Makerere University. It's a big community.
University council.
And it's managed by a university council on behalf of government. Now, when a town grows beyond a town council, that town, which is managed by a council, and the residents think they can manage themselves. They don't need to be managed by government or by an agency for government. They can manage themselves. Then it can be elevated to a municipal. So now, when you have a municipal, it means you've reached a level where you can manage yourselves and sustain yourselves. So that means you will collect revenue amongst yourselves, you will manage that revenue amongst yourselves and have services.
Right.
So now you have a municipal council. So that municipal council can even borrow money from abroad. So you hear a municipality, the municipal council has made agreements with World Bank. The same World Bank where a government goes. So you meet there. The head of the municipal council meets there, the Minister of Finance, in borrowing money. So you deal directly with donors, because you generate sufficient funds to provide services to you. So the residents of that concentrated settlement elect amongst themselves. Government realizes you've developed to a level where you can elect members to manage yourselves. And then the highest level is the city. And some jurisdictions, you are a city because you have a cathedral.
Cathedral?
Yes.
That's what makes you a city?
Yeah. Some jurisdictions.
Interesting.
You have a cathedral, So yes, Mbarara has a cathedral.
So it becomes.
It's a city. Kampala also has a cathedral. I think that's the British system or what? You go and do.
It's the British system.
British, yeah, you go and so a municipal that has a cathedral is elevated to a city. And then of course the city can have another purpose where you have it as your capital city. Now, so there is no big difference between a municipal and a city. I think the difference is now in the cathedral. So the larger issue therefore is self-governance. That you people can govern yourselves in providing these services. So if it's about self-governance, to provide yourselves services, then you don't need opposition. What is opposition for?
All right. To oppose what?
Oppose what?
To keep you accountable.
You see, you don't get accountability because of opposition. You get accountability because of responsibilities. Because if you are responsible, you account. You get it. It's about civilization. That you've been given authority and then you explain. And people do it in the villages. We have go to societies like Watakakwezi, where people bury themselves, etc. Those groupings, at the end of the year, you make a report. That is accountability. So you don't need what you call opposition. Now, in some of these hopeless cities like the one now we have, in these settlements, where you now put in this business of electing, so you're now going to have a competition between Wavamuno, who has, or even, I think this is Madavan or what? This building you are here.
Madivan also.
Whatever it is. So he's looking at the Lord, he's looking at access, he's looking at provision of power, etc. He has one vote. Then you have a slum behind. And this slum behind has 3,000 votes. So how are they now going to elect someone to have a conversation with the owner of this building? So that's why now you have a conflict. Because what is the purpose of the market? The purpose of the market is to provide supply foods to the residents of this concentrated settlement.
Yes.
Called the city, called the municipality, called the town, in an orderly way. It's not about the one operating in the market. You get this one day market. It's not about the one operating in the market. No, it is to have a system where the residents in the city, guests or otherwise, get food. So now you have other complications because people are too many of health services, of sanitation, provides of services like electricity, like water on a large scale, and then you have got transport system because you have got mass movement of people, very complicated arrangements. So now, then you have the confusion that came in 1986, 1994, when we made the Constitution. The debate was, how would we devolve power? In other words, how do you make people in that city or town govern themselves at a local level and all get represented in the parliament? That's why the municipality has an MP. You get, because you see the assumption is it is self-governing. It's self-governed. And because it is self-governed, it is represented at parliament. With the village, and maybe to call it a district, etc. Now, this so devolution of power. So the debate then was, do we do it the Buganda style? Because Buganda was calling for a federation. That was rejected. We now went for decentralization. So decentralization versus unitary system. Because the initial system was unitary. Where now Obote, because that was during the time of UPC, would appoint the mayor. In other words,
Yes.
under the UPC system, the other settlement was taken over by government.
By government, yes.
That was their policy.
Yes.
And I'm not here to debate that policy.
With its
They had
pros
their
and
own
its cons.
reasons, yes. Now we said, okay, let's devolve power back to those settlements. And so they elect their own council. So if they elect their own council, then how are you going to manage funds? You see? So they say that council will elect its own town clerk. So how will they elect their own town clerk? They will have a judicial service commission. No, they will have a service
commission.
District service commission or whatever it is, for purposes of electing
The town clerk.
the town clerk. Then how will they manage land? They will have a land board. How will they manage this? All those. But eventually, so then how will they relate with government? Because they are not sovereign, they are not independent.
No.
So how are they now going to relate with government? So okay, government will have an ambassador there. And who is this ambassador? The RDC. So what are the roles of the RDC? The roles of the RDC is to oversee the function, to oversee services of the center. Because the center still has services there. If there are minerals, yes. If there are forests, yes. If it is state security, yes. If it is foreign policy, yes. Those are performed by the resident district commission. But so he does two things. One, he represents government, and he also represents the president. Right?
Critical roles.
So he's an ambassador of the president in the district, in that locality.
Yes.
And he sits with you there as president, representing the president, because under the Security Council statute, he represents the president for management of security and intelligence.
Yes.
And then then the other one is representing the government. So if there is a Minister of Agriculture and has a program there, he's the one who will do it. If there is a forestry, if it is Minister of Tourism,
He will be there.
for those functions and all services of government. Of course, now they've been mixed up. People no longer do their roles, and I think basically it's because of ignorance. Otherwise, the law is very clear. If you wanted to have the other mix, of their stupidity, then you didn't you wouldn't need to have this law. The reason why you have the law is that
to put clarity.
Yes. So follow the law or amend the law or do away with the law. So now, when you say opposition representing which interests? Because you see, your opposition, if your interests are a minority, in terms of the residents who have voted. Actually, by the way, people who should be voting in Kampala should be the residents.
Within that
I don't see why should I go to vote in Kabare municipality if I am not a resident of Kabare municipality. Because you see, the services relate to this. Now let me look at I suppose I've given you the background.
You've given the background.
Now
It's a very good
some cities like Seoul,
in South Korea.
the city of South Korea, the policy of South Korea is to develop the periphery of the city to have a good city. You get? So if you have developed Masaka, you have developed Ruwero, you have a well-developed Mukono, etc., people will not want to stay in the city because they have transport, you can stay in Mbarara and 45 minutes you are in Kampala because there is a train. That's one. Two, if they are developed, then they will not bring garbage. Here, we are weak because people who come to the city are the failures in the village.
I thought they're the successful ones who they're sending to make money.
No, it is the other way around. Because now it is harder to survive in the village than in the city. So they sell their land, then they go for border, they go for some of these, then they go in the trading centers. If life is difficult in the trading centers, they can't even survive in their districts. So they come here in the city. So now the city becomes an IDP. So if you check them in most of these slums, basically they are there to pass time as they go for their graves. It's an IDP. So why then don't you pick them and take them to the IDP? You get, yeah. You should be in a city for a purpose. Either you are a resident in that city for provision of service or for the consumption of service. So you've come to, like me, I came to this city because of Makerere University. That was the only university available, and I was compelled to come to Makerere University for that university. And I was a resident of the only university hall. You get, others are Nkuruma, Romo, but the only university hall is university hall.
I see what you did.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are Rumumba things. But the only hall is the only university hall is university hall. The others are halls of Rumumba. What? Is a university hall.
We better stick to the point of conversation.
So if you are now going to provide a service which is required in the city, then you are either a resident in that city by being a landlord or by being a tenant, whatever it is, and then you meet in an assembly or you elect people. So you elect people for what? Proviso of your services, how to manage your services. So the residents of the city who would want a good city have withdrawn, or they are a minority. Actually, people who want sanity, who are for sanity, are the minority. You get the people who are insane, rough, people want to do things their own way, are the majority. So now Rukwago does not need to appeal to the sober. It's not that he is not sober. No, he is sober, but he is not appealing to the sober. He will appeal to the other people in the IDP. Now, these same people in the IDP have 2 votes. They will be voting Rukwago, but they can also determine the president.
All right.
So that's why you have some of these gangsters say, this is a protest vote. You get absolute stupidity, really. Because a protest vote means you are not qualified.
Don't stand.
A protest vote,
to vote at all,
it means that you shouldn't have been voted in the first place.
Not contest.
Don't mix some of these terms.
You shouldn't have been voted in the
first place. You see, in other words, you can only be voted in the protest. So like the Chionga case, because the candidate was, I think, killed.
Yeah, he was killed.
Yes. Now people voted Chionga in protest.
Protest of the murder of the other.
Yes. you get. In other words, they are saying that you are angry because society is angry. Then it should elect me as elect me. I am nothing, fine, but elect me because you are angry.
That's very.
I don't merit being elected on an idea by a sober one, but now you do it in protest and elect me the third party, the third layer,
Right.
in terms of value and ranking.
Another version of the protest, which is a good one.
No, that's the proper definition. So
Yes.
now at the centralization level, and let me explain this, then leave you. So you have grants under the centralization, or the system you're talking about, that you make a memorandum of understanding with the government, make a budget, pass a budget, have an MOU with the government, then government will say, do the following for us in your area. So we have our workers there, pay them, teachers, etc., whom we should have been paying from the center. So we are going to send them to you, we will be sending their money. You get that? So those are, so you have conditional grants. Money comes and it is for a specific purpose.
Yes.
that purpose, they would have done it themselves. Say, no, we are going to build this bridge ourselves.
But
So you contract someone at this March X, and then they send you money to directly pay that person. Then the other one is unconditional grants. But unconditional grants, I don't even think it goes beyond 5%.
right.
It's very little money. So in essence, you have got district councils which are very useless because there is nothing they do there. You are operating, the way you have say is less than even 3%. The unconditional, and still it is called unconditional. The money you collect now, I think, goes directly to treasury.
Yeah. Even the school fees.
Yes, it now goes directly to treasury. So,
All right. Yes, Charles.
so you cannot say you have any power, decentralized power, when you have literally zero authority
Okay.
over money.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, Charles. So just so that the workforce just got a challenge. Thank you. Well explained, given us a background, broken down the different tiers of the structures. Gentlemen, we need to come to a wrap on this one. I would like to just hear your say and your
Ask him whether he has understood.
You've understood,
I
sir.
know your junior has understood. Let me say that.
So they have no power.
There's no power.
I'm teasing
I
you.
know.
Completely.
They have no power. But they have power.
But
Why
yes,
at the first place, why should they even be
yes,
standing?
your final say, all right, on these candidates and what appeals to the people.
Our viewers there and the aspirants. These aspirants, please, as you're standing in these positions, kindly please do politics that is beneficial to the people you want to lead. And be real. Please don't lie too much. Because
It's like you're saying you lie a bit, but
because
not too
politics
much.
is full of lies. Don't lie too much. Let you preach what you really think that you really do.
Yes.
Let us not lie these people. Let us build the trust in these people as good leaders. And you please look in it and identify those problems. Because some people they talk about problems which are obvious, which are everyone, when they hear someone talk about a problem, then whatever. But there are problems which you need to to go and to trace down there.
Okay.
Please go and find out the problems, because the environment has changed. A lot of dynamics here in the city. Please get those problems and get the right solutions.
Yeah.
Let us hear you speaking those solutions, and let us see you, after you being voted, let us see you implementing the solutions. Let us have this politics of solutions. We are tired of talking about problems. At the end of the day, when there is no solution, are those problems. As a leader, you ought to have solutions to the problems that affect the people you lead. Please look for solutions. Let us hear politics of solutions. Let us hear your speeches all over the campaigns talking about solutions. You know, when you talk about solutions, even the campaigns become healthy. The politics, the political environment becomes healthy, because the competitor or the other party will also have to bring in the solution, and the people will vote the person who will be having the best solution to their problems.
Thank you very
thank
much,
you.
Assistant RCC Rubaga. I would like to get to Innocent, your concluding remarks, sir.
Thank you so much. If I conclude, let's talk about the justice fund and that process. Now,
Okay.
ideologically, the justice fund is a populist party. Populism will accept all ideas, and then the best idea takes the day. We assist justices, and for us, contrary to what the government practices, we believe that a federal system, the federal system, not the federal of Uganda. Uganda wants
Rubaga wants federal. We're looking at federal.
What they want is the hybrid of federal monarchy
Okay.
We're talking about federalism.
Federalism as federalism. Now, since it's a body that believes in social justice, we expect the 2026 mayor race to be a race not between colors and power, maybe personalities, but to me, to us, it should be a race of who can deliver service to the people.
Yes.
Not a race of who can abuse most, not a race of who can speak most, not just who can lament most, but a race of someone who can deliver to the people. That should be the whole idea of this.
Yes.
The people in Kampala don't need to know which color you come from as long as you deliver.
Yes.
As long as you deliver. Even if you come from Lupo, the name of the FDC, of the people for the
As
justice
long
from,
as you can
as
deliver.
long as you can deliver.
A service.
As the justice from we are keenly watching, I'm throwing up this mayor race.
Yes.
The mistakes that will be made, they will be clarified in 2030. I'll bring a mayor and we'll test the leadership of the justice firm.
All right, and I was going to ask whether you, if you're in opposition and you can you deliver a service when you're not within the system, but that is
Justice Forum is not an opposition.
that is it's not in opposition.
It's in what?
It's
It's in what?
that,
See, Womshana,
that should,
Womshana has
that
issues,
should
eh?
be a conversation for
Womshana has
another
issues.
day.
He's a man full of controversies.
Yes,
And,
but that should be a conversation.
You have one MP in Parliament
Listen,
and he's with Amunita
and
Mo.
he's worth 100 MPs.
And he's with
And
Anita
he's
Mo.
worth 100
That is a
MPs.
conversation for another
Let me
day.
tell you.
That's why he's with
Mr.
Our-
Womshana has issues. Let me tell you.
We can have this conversation after.
You
He has
pray for
issues.
him.
All right.
Very contrary in nature.
Our
Very
verse
controversial.
of the day
this
is
time
in,
round, will you
our
get
verse
even
of the
the
day
second?
is in
Five, more than
Proverbs
five.
chapter 11 verse 14, which says, "For lack of guidance a nation falls, but victory is won through many advisors." And so I would like to thank my panelists. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Innocent, for your perspectives on the conversations that we have had. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for the conversation we have had. We thank you for the leaders. Your word says that we need to pray for our leaders, oh God. So, Father, we commit them into your hands and we ask that you will give them a heart of service, oh God, for your people. Because at the end of the day, you place them there to serve your people. So, Father, we pray that you will guide them, that you lead them. We pray that you also provide for them. We are asking for the population, oh God, to be awakened, to be able to demand for the right things and also stand, for truth and justice. Lord, even as we go back home, may you protect us, may you keep us safe, may you keep us healthy and well. Our nation is in your hands. It's you who preserves us, it's you who protects us, it's you who keeps us safe. We thank you, for it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Thank you very much, gentlemen. May God bless you. Thank you very much, our viewers.
Before they
May
leave,
God
we
bless
need
you.
to withdraw the statement that Jema is not in opposition.
May God bless you and have a good night.
The truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics.